Greetings, comrades, and welcome to another episode of Captain Fitz Not So Live. Thank you again for joining me. And today we're continuing on our little two-part series of Magic Duels versus Hearthstone. Last episode we played a little bit of Magic Duels. In this episode, I'm just playing a little bit of Hearthstone. Not so much doing comparisons, but just going to talk about it a bit. As you can see here, you get the daily quests, very much like you do in Magic. I didn't actually explore that part in the previous video, but I figured something worth mentioning that both parts have, well, both games do have challenges. There's actually challenges in Magic Duels that are community events. So, say the community hits a certain goal for number of, I don't know, red mana used, or total amount of damage dealt to opposing players. Coins are handed out. Hearthstone uses a very similar method where you use gold rather than coins to purchase booster decks and whatnot. You can spend money on getting real things, but overall the game's free, and you get a pretty decent amount for your game. This is actually a new mode here. Well, I don't know how new it is. It's new since the last time I played, called Brawl. Basically, it's similar to the regular game. However, you do get, instead of each turn, you get one more mana token, one more crystal or gem, or whatever the hell they're calling the damn things. You start off at full, which I believe is 10. So, going into this, I wasn't quite sure what Brawl was, so just jumped in of curiosity. And I made a deck that focuses on cheap cards that charge. That being said, I'm going to have swift work made of me here, because the best thing that I should have actually done with this is got some mid-cost to high-cost cards, so I can basically spam damage all over the place. You get much like the first match in Magic Duels. I don't really have the best start on this one. Alright, it's a little fun thing. It's nice, quick sort of matches to get out of the brawl. Which, if you got a few seconds here or there, like maybe like 5 minutes here, and you just want to sit down and do a quick little time waster and drop in and play some Hearthstone, you can. Not that Hearthstone matches take a long time anyway. Well, unless you got someone that's trying to cheese it and doesn't make their turn, and you gotta wait for the countdown time, and you wait for the countdown time, and you wait for the countdown time, and you basically rely on the countdown. Job's done. You know, getting frustrated and leaving the match and losing because of leaving the match, instead of just waiting it out. That being said, I think I've only come across that like twice. Yeah, there we go. Oh, brush. There we go, and super spam lots of creatures. Now, this is the one thing that wasn't able to do in Magic, whereas target creatures directly.
For the king!
Now, this is the big difference here that I find between the two games. Yeah, I can target a creature directly. That one's got I can't remember the ability, but it basically means that every card, it has to be attacked and destroyed before any other action can be taken. There, I wipe that out. I can deal with the other little guys here, but there's no real fight. I'm gonna get crushed this match, and I know it.
Oh, if you're sure.
Well, basically, charge in this works the same as haste in Magic, where you put the card down and you can play it right away. It doesn't get any summoning sickness. You got like hero powers and whatnot. But you can see, you can see like right away how much more streamlined this is than Magic. Instead of a huge massive amount of text on it, you got just a simple thing. Yeah, that's it. Taunt basically means that you can't do that. You can't, well, sorry. Let me start over again. If a creature has taunt on it, it means it has to be attacked first before you can attack anything else. But you can see cards much less information on them, far more streamlined, just easy drop it and play setup, which is like I said, if you're new to the collecting card game, things like this, it's really nice to actually just jump in. It's really beginner friendly, and well, where Magic has a lot of nuance, a lot of abilities. This game is very, very deep. It's one of those like that's easy to learn, hard to master, which is compared to Magic, which is it's hard to learn, hard to master. Well, comparatively hard to learn, hard to master. So this round here is not going to last much longer. And as you can see there, if you like click on your character icon, you actually have the ability to do some basic communications between you and your opponent. Nothing so much like insulting taunts, more or less compliments, a little bit of stuff like good game and whatnot. Anyway, I'm gonna duck out of that and go play a regular match. Now, I'm gonna just double check one thing here, because as you can see, this lounge, and yep, have to do a couple games to do the Mage or the Shaman. So I'll go back in and do that. Actually, as you know, it's all the different character classes there. Each character class has its own small individual set of cards, but it's not something that's, well, as diverse as the color system for Magic. Like, you get a fair amount of cards for each character class, but it's not like an entire deck is built around that only. You have your standard cards, and then you have their... Well, yeah, you have the class-specific ones. But I always find when I'm building a deck, I use far more of the standard than the class-specific stuff. Anyway, as you can see there, I got 2 charge cards of fairly low cost. And the opponent is choosing. But yeah, let's see how this goes this time around. We're both actually ranked equally. We're both ranked 25 there. So first thing I do is drop that card at the cost of 1 there. I call the cost of the cards loosely in the top left corner there, and that's represented with the crystals in the bottom right. And actually do a little jump in and slap that guy there with the 1. He's going to take his turn. Not sure what he's going to do yet.
Why do you go?
Creature with taunt. Now it can only do 1 damage each time I take a shot. It can do a total of 3. Oh, it can absorb a total of 3. Yeah, also one thing, each class has their own little ability that's connected to them that costs 2 mana to cast. Mage has a little like 1 damage fireball, which pretty utilitarian. I can't remember exactly the ability that the guy crossing has there. I think they have the ability to raise cards out of their draw a card, and it takes, you gives yourself 2 damage and draw a card, which can be pretty useful. Okay, that card there is Stealth, which basically means it can go around something's taunting. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, it's I play this every now and again. It's not a game I play all the time. Like, not enough to know all the nuances off the top of my head. But like, we're just doing this video for a quick little comparison between this and Magic, and get an idea of what you're getting into with one or the other. Now, let's see how this match continues on here. I got Charge and Divine Shield, which is actually pretty useful. Basically means I can do some damage, and let's suck that hit there. So my turn again. That one there. It's got it summons of a creature when you draw the card. So what I'm gonna do is grab that. Let's do this one. Play the card, 1 damage to all minions. Use that to clear him out. One thing I should probably mention with this too is, well, not entirely, well, gameplay related. It's the way that both Magic Duels and Hearthstone are presented are, well, Magic I find it's fairly bare bones for the presentation. Not that it's a bad thing. Like it's not like it's presented horribly in any way, but Blizzard always does a beautiful job at polishing their games up, like right down to like little individual chatter that cards have when you play them. Just the way that they pop, the way that they move, just I don't know, just the presentation feels so much better in this, and that's. Again, Magic is adequate with this presentation. Nothing wrong with it at all, but this is just so much better. That being said, though, it's like from I guess a visual design standpoint for each of the cards, I like this stuff for Magic. There's I don't know. I guess more of a feel for the artists, whereas the cards for this, it's like the visual design just feels like a Blizzard design. Just the bright colors, the way that everything is laid out. It looks like a Blizzard game. Whereas with Magic, you've got different artists doing the cards, so you kind of get a bit of a feel for each of the. I don't know. Each of the cards, I guess, has its own individual feel to it, right down to the art style. But again, that's down to personal preference. Like, I prefer the way that the cards look for Magic, but I prefer the presentation of this overall game. And here for Hearthstone. Yeah, there he is. Oof, got me down to 10 now. And he's got all that down. That, I'm keeping that for, I don't know, maybe now. And boom, there goes all of his cards. Thank you. Thank you for saying well played, my dear friend. Whatever your name is.
A man with taunt is in the way.
Right. Gotta go after. There. So this guy. Down there. Gonna survive that. Use a shield guy to crush him and poke you for 1 damage. Poke.
Job's done.
Now that ability completely changed the flow of the game entirely. Like, I was actually at risk of losing there, but by dropping that card at the right time, again, that's a big tactic with this type of game I always find is, you may have your biggest, baddest, and most destructive card ready, like right off the bat, but you want to hold on to it for those times when you actually really need it. And down to 6 versus 18. Can I do this? Now that's always nice. I always find anything that can remove their cards and give me more cards, huge difference. That gets some summons in. Drop down another chargeable card. You gotta think here, like, basically he's got 1 card on the field, 2 cards in deck. He's got 3, basically. And I've got 4 cards in the field, 2 cards, and well, 5 cards in total, and he's got 2 cards in total. So my options are far more open than his. Again, it's my style of play, and I'm not a professional, or, well, let's just say I lose more than I win at this. And I do have a style of play that I found myself very comfortable in. I think he's going to go and give himself a bit more health. However, his options are non-existent, basically. Just, again, that 1 card there that pretty much wiped out his entire deck is what won me this match. And that's why I'm kind of comfortable in style of play, because I always find more options mean and better success, better chance of success.
Job's done.
Now we're getting down to a bit of the nitty-gritty here. Close to the end of the match here, close to the end of this little two-parter thing, so it's my final thoughts on Hearthstone versus Magic Duels. You know what, if you're just starting, go with Hearthstone. It's far more user-friendly. But if you're already playing Hearthstone, if you're already familiar with Magic,
I can't do
get
that.
Magic.
I can't do
And both of these are free. You don't have to spend a dime on them if you don't want to. All of the booster decks are randomly generated, so you could dump $100 in getting booster decks and end up with freaking lemons left, right, and center. So, that being said, I do recommend both, but if you're new, start with Hearthstone. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Captain Kids Not So Loud. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. Cheers!